Alexander Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson. Midfield, Fabinho, Henderson and Wijnaldum, with Salah, Firmino and Mane up front. As the World Service join us for the commentary here at Stamford Bridge from the Premier League on Chelsea against Liverpool. So Liverpool making just the one change, Wijnaldum playing rather than Milner, as Liverpool look to Adrian, who comes out of his penalty area all in black and hoists the ball because he was under pressure, out of play into the lower tier of the West Stand on the opposite side of the ground from where we sit here, high up in the East Stand, in the very top tier, very close to the roof itself. And we're watching Chelsea playing from right to left in this first half towards the Shed Stand end. Willian on the right-hand side concedes a throw, and Liverpool have the throw halfway inside their own half. So it's bounce back time for them both after starting this season's group campaign with defeats. Chelsea 1-0 against Valencia here. Ross Barkley, who missed the penalty after all of those shenanigans. Barkley is on the bench again. And Liverpool having lost to the two late goals when we were in Naples with them. Alexander Arnold swings over the cross, which had quite a bend on it actually. We saw right down the line of that, but Kepa was able to judge it, watch the flight and just take a couple of steps to his right and catch it. Then Chelsea threatened to lose possession centre field, but an important challenge from Emerson on Alexander Arnold, who's now out of position, but Matip does well. Wins the ball from Tammy Abraham, plays it up to Salah, who had that really quite brief spell here as a Chelsea player. Mohamed Salah, as I'm sure you'll remember. Sadio Mane now, Liverpool's top scorer, 6 goals for him this season. Plays the ball forward but couldn't find Firmino, and it'll be tidied up by Christensen. Back to goalkeeper Kepa. Dion Dublin.
Started lively, very lively start from both teams. I think one of the big keys today is going to be centre-halves not taking too long on the ball, because they've got some really lively players on both sides going forward, and they won't give the centre-halves any time at all to rest on the ball.
Chelsea just threatened to break there on the halfway line, and Tammy Abraham went for the wrong option. He actually flicked the ball back into his own half, where he could have released, I think it was Willian, away down the right-hand side. But Chelsea come again, this time on the left-hand side. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Frank Lampard and Jurgen Klopp, of course, here at Stamford Bridge, those tiny little technical areas just a few yards away from one another. Jurgen Klopp, it's his 150th league match as the Liverpool manager here today. He's won 91 of 149. That's not bad. In fact, it's better than any other Liverpool manager with as many matches. Ball played for Liverpool out towards Mane, who was challenged strongly by Azpilicueta. The ball's out for a Chelsea throw, but there's a Chelsea man down centre field. It's Willian.
John, I've never noticed the dugout, the technical areas, which are really small, but the Liverpool one, Jurgen Klopp seems to be in the centre of the pitch, and Frank Lampard's is more to the left, so there's no equidistance at all. So he's got the better view, actually, Klopp, I think. Yeah, the occasional manager there has run in front of the other technical area. I seem to remember Chelsea with Jorginho, who didn't give Kovacic much of a chance with that pass, bounced off him for Henderson. Now Liverpool with Salah, who just begins to drift infield. Just 19 appearances Salah made for Chelsea in the time that he was here before he went off on loan to Fiorentina. And he has scored against Chelsea at Anfield, but not here at Stamford Bridge. Liverpool being forced all the way back. Van Dijk with his hands motions that he hasn't got any options here, so goes back to goalkeeper Adrian behind him. And more motioning, more hand signals from Van Dijk, even though Adrian's got the ball at his feet. Gives it out to Alexander Arnold. Salah very cleverly allows the ball to run to Henderson. Henderson goes for the early ball across the penalty area. Azpilicueta just got there to hook it away, sliding in the D, otherwise Mane would have been in. He could not miss that, Azpilicueta, but he didn't, the Chelsea captain. Liverpool, all in red with the white numbers. Ball played forward by Salah, that's blocked away. And actually Liverpool with Fabinho, who's impressed this season, played the ball all the way back to Adrian, who comes halfway towards the halfway line and then overhits the pass over the top of everyone. Azpilicueta, Mane bounces out for a throw-in to Chelsea in the own right back area. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. BBC Radio 5 Live on 5 Live Premier League Sunday. I hope you're getting used to that by now. And also the World Service with us here for what I think is fair to call the match of the weekend. Not the only game going on at the moment though. Still Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 0. We'll be crossing there for regular updates. And Hibernian 1-0 up on Hearts in the 3 o'clock kickoff in Edinburgh in the Derby match.
Here 0-0. Mane on the left-hand side. And Hearts have just equalised. It's 1-1. Hibs 1, Hearts 1. Fabinho to Salah with a flick on the edge of the area. It bounced off Christensen, but Kepa was very quickly out, and Christian actually managed to manoeuvre himself into the way of Firmino so the goalkeeper could claim it.
As soon as Kepa got the ball there, do you see Mount and Tammy Abraham? As soon as the keeper got hold of the ball, Tammy Abraham and Mount was sprinting forward as if to say, releases. They must have worked on that.
Not sure Mount's touched the ball yet. Here's Firmino playing it forward. Mane, left side of the area. And now the cross from Robertson. It's over Henderson. And there is Mason Mount to get his head to it. But under pressure from his England colleague, Alexander Arnold. And Liverpool have won it back. Henderson now to Alexander Arnold. Had to stretch for that. Did so. Played it infield. That was blocked by Kovacic. And Kovacic now working it to Mount, who clears it up towards Abraham. But Liverpool pressing Chelsea back into their own half. Matip won it ahead of Abraham. Now back to Matip. He shapes a pass to Alexander Arnold on the right-hand side. Left-footed cross. That's going a long way between both Mane and Robertson. And out of play, it bounces for a throw into Chelsea.
I can watch Van Dijk all day. Van Dijk and Matip, he's gesturing with his arms all the time, Van Dijk. What he does is he makes sure that Matip's in front of Tammy Abraham. One defender in front, one defender in behind. It's just safety. If it's a good ball, one of the Liverpool defenders should really look after it. Really good organisation, that.
As the ball is deflected out of play for another Chelsea throw, 10 yards back from the halfway line on the far side. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Chelsea, as I mentioned, last season finished just the one place behind Liverpool, but if you remember, it was a full 25 points between second and third in the Premier League table. Throw-in to be taken by Robertson. Robertson in the yellow boots, holding the ball above his head, actually turns and goes back into his own half, and Wijnaldum at pace will pass it back to Adrian, who then knocks it out left-footed to Matip. Matip does find Alexander Arnold down here on the Liverpool right, and then in slides Jorginho to win it ahead of Firmino. That's an important duel today, isn't it? Firmino up against Jorginho. And at the back, here's young Tomori, plays it back to Kepa, left-footed first-time clearance from the Chelsea goalkeeper. Mount heads it infield. Willian then back to Abraham. Abraham stands up really strongly against the challenge from Matip and gives it to Conte. And Conte now into the box to Willian on the right-hand side. Van Dijk went across with him, shoulder to shoulder, towards the dead ball line. Willian went down. Chelsea supporters, some of them shouting for a penalty. Nothing doing from referee Michael Oliver.
Yeah, only one winner in that duel. Willian made a great run across to both centre-halves, actually, straight across Van Dijk. The ball was laid into his feet, but Van Dijk, too shrewd, too quick, too clever, just eased him out of it. Ball went out for a goal kick. Good defending.
After the shock error in Naples.
Yes. He is human, he is human. He's got blood and all sorts.
It has, incredible, I know. The world was shocked, but that was Van Dijk back to form. Just wondering if Emerson's all right, because 8 minutes on the clock, Alonso's been sent out to warm up. And Emerson's missed the last couple of matches with a thigh injury, returning today. Liverpool get the ball back down. Alexander Arnold, and that's a strong one from Christensen on Mane, who's left in a heap on the ground. Fair challenge though, got the ball. And Mane quickly back up to his feet. Fabinho. This is just in front of Frank Lampard, who appeals for a throw-in as the ball ricochets out of play between Alexander Arnold and Mount. And Alexander Arnold off the pitch, accidentally, on purpose, kicks the ball away from Mount so he can't take a quick throw.
Just a little bit further than what he wanted it to do.
Yeah. Amazingly, it didn't go anywhere near a ball boy either. Throw-in. Emerson's going to take this, just still keeping an eye on him. Willian, this is all at close quarters. It's very congested in there. Now Kovacic, he does well, holds off both Firmino and Henderson. Chelsea have to go back into their own half. Tomori turns, and he just slips as he passes the ball back to Kepa, who clears into the centre circle. Matip wins a header forward. Firmino nods it back to Henderson. But the offside flag is up rather belatedly, and it's a free kick to Liverpool inside their own half. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0, 5 Live Underworld service from the BBC. We'll let you know in the second half when the lines are open for 606. It's Robbie Savage with Sam Quek again tonight. You can get in touch, hashtag BBC 606 on your social media. And at half-time in this game, we will hear from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after Manchester United's 2-0 defeat at West Ham in our first Premier League commentary match of the day, if you weren't listening. Yarmolenko and Cresswell scoring. Cresswell with a spectacular free kick. And earlier, Crystal Palace 1, Wolves 1 was how it finished in the other match at Selhurst Park. It does look as though Alonso is going to come onto the field. Salah, well, he didn't have much chance with that crossfield pass from Robertson. Stretches for it, gets a touch, but it bounces off the field. However, Chelsea have messed it up from their throw-in. Emerson, however, has found Kovacic. Well, what a change of feet from Kovacic. Away from Alexander-Arnold. Now he sets off Mount down the left-hand side. Mount crosses low to the near post, bounces off. Abraham Willian was nearly there, but Robertson was as well. And Robertson was able to get the touch in, but Liverpool just delaying their clearance. But Wijnaldum will take it out towards the left-hand side and win a throw-in out there.
A lot of players slipping over and not quite being under control of the ball. Maybe they did stop watering the pitch quite early, I think, so it might be sticky out there, but it looks a little bit messy in close quarters. I'm not quite sure. I did see Alonso, taking his shirt off and getting himself ready, but Emerson looks okay.
He does. Lovely from Kovacic there. It was a lovely little see you later, wasn't it?
I've never done one of those.
Have you not?
No, never done one of those.
In that long career? I don't believe it. Here's Willian on the right-hand side. Oh, slips the ball forward, but Abraham was offside. And thankfully, because he was offside, this was an occasion where the assistant on the far side did put the flag up fairly quickly.
That's a dangerous game, trying to play offside.
Fabinho's ball over the top now. Mane on the left-hand side. Mane allows it to run and roll towards the touchline on the far side now. He's up against Azpilicueta. Sadio Mane drags his foot back. Ball bounces off Conte, who's back in there. And then Conte is able to clear it to Willian. And Willian up towards Abraham, who had Van Dijk behind him. Knew he was coming. There was contact. Down goes Abraham. Free kick. Chelsea halfway inside their own half. Yeah,
he'll get that all day. Tammy Abraham will look to try and help his team out. He will come away from the halfway line, try and take things in on his chest, try and get his team up the pitch, secure the ball, but Van Dijk or Matip will be there every single time.
0-0. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Tomori clearing towards the halfway line, looking for Mount, but Alexander-Arnold wins it now. Fabinho's away from two Chelsea men, finds Mane on the edge of the box. In comes the challenge on him from Christensen in the D, and it's a foul. It's been given as a free kick, maybe a little clumsy by Christensen. The ball got caught up underneath Mane's feet. He went in, maybe got the ball, but he got the man as well, and it's a free kick in the D.
Yeah, I think that was Azpilicueta as well as Christensen. Mane did try to take the ball in his path towards goal. He didn't quite get it right, and I think both Chelsea defenders did try to anticipate where the ball would have been, and they just got their legs tangled. I feel it was a free kick, and it's a yard away from the 18-yard line in the D, more or less central, and Jordan Henderson has the ball in his hands.
Hearts have scored a second goal. They've turned it around. Hickey scored the second goal for them in the 84th minute after Ikpeazu made it 1-1. So Hibernian 1, Hearts 2. Just imagine what the atmosphere is like now at Easter Road. Here at Stamford Bridge, there is a hush around the ground because Liverpool have got this free kick. Henderson is talking to Salah. Alexander-Arnold is there. I've seen him score free kicks from this sort of position before. Alexander-Arnold. Henderson likes this. Jordan Henderson, a rare scorer. Salah flicks it. Alexander-Arnold blasts it in, right-footed. Brilliantly worked by Liverpool. He had a clear sight after the Salah flick, and he hit it, and it flew into the top corner of the Chelsea net. And the leaders are 1-0 up here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1.
All eyes on Henderson. That was a very, very well worked free kick. 3 players over it. Henderson had the ball in his hands for the whole duration of while they were sorting out the wall and the referee had the players going back 10 yards. Henderson was in charge. Salah walks to the ball. He sort of back heels it a yard, and Trent Alexander-Arnold stuck it in the top corner and the side that the keeper was on. Just sheer power. Very well worked.
Well, it was unstoppable, Dion, virtually. And here now we're seeing the change. Emerson is not able to carry on. Less than 15 minutes. His comeback from injury lasts just less than quarter of an hour. Frank Lampard extends his hand to Emerson, who disappears down the tunnel, and Marcos Alonso comes on to replace him. So not only the goal that they've conceded yet again, so this will be another match, the 7th of the season, the 7th in all competitions under Frank Lampard, in which they've failed to keep a clean sheet. But it was brilliantly worked. And Chelsea now in danger of losing it again. Jorginho fouled Mane, but referee allows play to continue. I'm not sure whether he can bring it back now. Liverpool have lost it on the edge of the area. That certainly was a foul by Jorginho on Mane, but Liverpool back in possession. But the free kick, as I say, if you can imagine it, as Chelsea win the ball back. Now here's Abraham, turns, does well to keep the ball under control, gives it to Mount. Mount 22 yards out, gives it to Alonso. Alonso's ball into the 6-yard box. Van Dijk comes across and lifts it high and out of play above the corner flag for a corner to Chelsea.
Yeah, Alonso's first contribution, a really good ball across the 6-yard box, defended by Van Dijk really well, but it's a corner and Mount's over it.
Chelsea might take this short to Alonso. What a cracking ball that was in from Alonso to the near post, but read by Van Dijk. Mount, though, will take it short to Alonso. It's on his right foot, uses his left to find Willian. Willian now, little dinker into the penalty area. That's headed away by Van Dijk. Kovacic was looking for the volley, but Fabinho threw himself in front of Kovacic as he hit the shot, and it bounced off the chest or some part of the body of the Liverpool number 3 and out of play on the far side for a throw to Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea have started well as well. Unfortunate to be a goal down, but you cannot give free kicks away on the edge of the box as silly as that as they did, because it will spell danger.
Throw-in taken, and Azpilicueta now up the right-hand side, but across comes Robertson to get a touch on it and put it out of play next to the corner flag. And Azpilicueta takes the throw to Kovacic. Kovacic turns away from Mane, and Chelsea go back towards the halfway line. We'll cross to the Emirates when we get a chance. In fact, Chelsea have won a free kick with Fabinho all over the top of Kovacic, and it's a free kick just forward of the centre circle.
Because Liverpool are not leaving anybody up the pitch when they're attacking.
Jorginho takes a quick one, flights it to the edge of the box, headed down by Robertson, comes out to Conte, but the ball deflects out to the right-hand side. Robertson suggesting that Willian was offside there. I think he might have had a case as well. Azpilicueta now, though, drives on and then crosses, but Mane tracked his run and stuck out a leg, and it bounces off that foot into the hoardings. Corner, Chelsea. Yeah,
really good play from Conte, because his first touch actually took it towards Willian, who was in an offside position. He just took control of it, said, don't touch it, I'll look after it, and he was onside, Willian.
Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1, but Chelsea are putting pressure on the Liverpool defence now. We did predict goals, Dion, and we've got one already, might be more. Corner for Chelsea. Here it is, delivered to the edge of the 6-yard box. Adrian gets a punch to it one-handed in between two Chelsea men, and then it's headed away on the edge of the box. And then Salah now is going to run it out of play, and very nearly runs into Jurgen Klopp, and it's a throw-in to Chelsea. So let's get an update on the Arsenal-Aston Villa game that also kicked off at 4:30. Chris Wise.
And it's been a very enjoyable open first 17 minutes. Still goalless between Arsenal and Aston Villa, but the visitors right in it. 2 chances for John McGinn, and don't forget, he's already scored in North London this season, testing the handling of Leno. For Arsenal, Maitland-Niles should have done better with an early opportunity. Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 0.
And still Hibs 1, Hearts 2 in the 3 o'clock kickoff, so not long to go there. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1 here. That Alexander Arnold goal, it's his first of the season, just scored the one last season, you might remember that. Well, that was a free kick as well at Watford, but this one brilliantly worked. As Dion said at the time, Jordan Henderson was the decoy to the left of the ball, and Salah ran over it and flicked it with the bottom of his boot back behind him, which created space and an angle. It actually rolled probably 2 or 3 yards, so it really opened up for Alexander Arnold, and from that position he just needed to hit the target at pace, and it was in the net, and that's what happened.
Yeah, because he rolled the ball so far, the keeper would have had to slightly adjust his position, because the goal would have become more open, so more chances to put it left and right. The keeper's thinking, which way is he going? And it was just very well hit, very well organised.
And because of that, Liverpool lead 1-0, and then Tomori's been late there on Henderson. Henderson had passed the ball to Salah. It was all very quick and slick from Liverpool, he was just late, just mistimed it, caught Henderson, who stayed down, yellow card.
Big scream and a shout from Henderson as well. I just think it was one of those where Tomori's committed to the challenge. He is going for the ball. He just catches Jordan Henderson on his standing foot with his studs. They are sore ones, those, but if you get up and you walk it off exactly what Henderson's doing, you'll be fine.
Yeah, he's going to be okay. He's a tough guy, Jordan Henderson. Back to Arsenal, Chris Wise.
Well, 2 chances for John McGinn that he couldn't take in the first 15 minutes, but on the 20-minute mark, he has taken one. So John McGinn has put Aston Villa ahead, Arsenal 0, Villa 1. Terrific delivery from the left-hand side by El Ghazi, and McGinn running onto it, 6 yards out, just needed to apply a deft touch, which he did. So McGinn, goals against Tottenham and Arsenal, and it's Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 1.
There you are, Dion, one of your old clubs. Maybe another turn-up today.
You never know. You never know.
After West Ham's 2-0 win against Manchester United. And at the moment, how much of a turn-up is that? Firmino playing the ball to Salah, but Tomori was there, cleared it downfield. And Liverpool have it in front of their own penalty area. I'm sure Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who you'll hear from at half-time, and Manchester United's plight will be discussed on 606, no doubt. We'll let you know in the second half when the lines are open. There's a Monday night club on tomorrow night as well. No live Premier League match tomorrow evening. Micah Richards will be alongside Mark Chapman and co for the Monday night club tomorrow evening on 5 Live. Here's Conte for Chelsea. Inside his own half, turns and plays the ball back all the way to Kepa. 1-0 to the leaders, who are hoping to make it 6 wins out of 6 in the Premier League this season. Last season, Liverpool won their first 6 matches and then came here to Stamford Bridge and dropped points for the first time when they drew 1-1. If you remember, Sturridge scored a late equaliser. 1-0 to Liverpool. Van Dijk, inside his own half, is able to turn and roll it to his central defensive partner, Matip. And then Van Dijk again. Robertson on the left-hand side. Robertson up towards Mane, who turns and slips the ball through the inside left position to Firmino. Firmino, now 2 Chelsea players go with him. He plays it back. Wijnaldum. Mane is able to arrive on the ball. I thought Willian was going to clear it, but he had his pocket picked. Fabinho now to the right-hand side. Alexander Arnold is there. Alexander Arnold's ball across, and that was an important stretch and clearance by Jorginho. And Chelsea are able to take possession, and Alonso goes for an early long ball downfield, which Abraham is chasing. Van Dijk got there first, plays it back to Adrian, who tips it over the top of the arriving Abraham. Couldn't make a mistake there, Adrian, but he didn't. He hit it absolutely perfectly to Matip. And now Liverpool, with some elegance, are playing the ball away from the back. Wijnaldum to Fabinho, who has space in the centre circle. Fabinho now finds Salah, first time touch. Henderson back to Salah. Salah's away, but Tomori read it, and indeed Tomori shepherds it just about over the dead ball line for a goal kick.
Yeah, there's 2 big differences today in between from Liverpool and Chelsea. Chelsea are playing a very shallow line, so what I mean by that is when, let's say, Fabinho gets the ball halfway inside Chelsea's half, Chelsea's back 4 is very close to Fabinho, which means there's lots of space in behind that back 4 to steer little passes in and to find Mo Salah or Fabinho. The other one is, every time Chelsea get the ball, they are under pressure. Wherever they are on the pitch, they're under pressure.
Yep, they're in a real contest here. Chelsea playing the ball forward. Christensen. Abraham is onside, he's not flagged off, and he shoots straight into Adrian, who came out, narrowed his angles and made the save. 1-on-1, a slight angle on the right side of the penalty area. I thought the flag was going to come, but it didn't. And now Liverpool on the break. What a chance that was. Henderson playing it over the top for Liverpool, but too close to the goalkeeper, who's able to claim it.
Yeah, I want to say that that's a terrible miss, but I'm going to say it's a fantastic save, because I think he's on the angle. I think Tammy hasn't got a lot to hit. He didn't have any other options. It's 1-on-1. It's, can I do my job? And he didn't. Keeper got the better of him on this occasion.
Do you reckon he was onside?
I think he was onside, yeah. I think he timed his run perfectly.
Well, we would have found out in due course, wouldn't we, whether he was offside or not, and indeed by how many millimetres. Willian back to Jorginho, and then into the centre circle as Chelsea start again. That, however, that was a big chance against a big club in front of the shed stand for Tammy Abraham as Salah plays the ball forward, but there's no chance of Mane reaching that, and Chelsea have got the ball back inside their own half.
Yeah, just need a bit more depth in their game, Chelsea. Two centre-halves are slightly too far forward if any of their players get in any danger at all. Needs to be an out ball for them.
Here's substitute Alonso, having come on for Emerson. Alonso down the left-hand side. Henderson went with him, and as Alonso looked to whip it in on the fall, it was blocked by the Liverpool captain for another Chelsea corner. And Alonso, as he so often does, runs his fingers through that thick hair that he has and stands and waits for the ball to be returned from the Liverpool supporters, who in time-honoured fashion are not doing that. And so we'll need another ball, and of course as soon as the ball appears, it finds its way back.
Here we go
to corner taker Mount.
It's just at
it
his
should
feet
be
there.
Thrown back onto the field. He's not going to.
It's a souvenir.
What's going on?
It's a souvenir.
What is going on? The youngsters these days. Corner, Mount to take it into the edge of the 6-yard box. Matchett got up high and headed it away back towards the left-hand side. And then Chelsea have it again and will start again. And here's Willian. Look, Chelsea being urged on by Frank Lampard. Mount to Alonso. Alonso checks back, gives it to Willian. Little flick into the area, comes off Mount. Willian centres it. Abraham. It hits Alexander Arnold. Then it's forced over the line. Azpilicueta was there in the 6-yard box to make it 1-1. The ball rattled around in the Liverpool 6-yard box, and it was the Chelsea captain who finished it off to make it 1-1 just before half-time.
Yeah, this is what Chelsea have been waiting for. They've tried to play their triangles. They did get a little bit of luck. They are trying to do the right things in and around Liverpool's right-hand side of the box, little corner box as I call it, of the 18-yard box. Few little ricochets, falls into Willian's feet. Willian's now tight to the byline, pulls it back. Keeper makes a great save first and foremost, and it just falls into a very inviting area. Azpilicueta smashes it in the back of the net. Chelsea have deserved something in this game, and they've got it.
And Frank Lampard has some instructions for Kovacic just down here. Chelsea still finishing off their celebrations. The goal is being checked, as all goals are, by VAR. And now, has it been ruled out? Now, I think, was that a handball? I'm wondering. The goal has been ruled out. And, it's offside. It's an offside decision, and it's another one of those tight offside decisions. I think that must have been Alonso. I've just seen it on the big screen.
Was it Alonso? Was it Willian?
I think the player who was off, I don't think they're going to show it again now, are they? It was the player on the left-hand side who was in the offside position. It wasn't as tight as yesterday's. As I've seen, I've only seen the lines once on the big screen. But he did look offside.
Yeah, there was a sort of ricochet of shins, and the ball hit shins and legs and stuff, and wasn't quite sure who it come off. That might have been the reason why they've checked it, but
yeah, I thought that when it came off Mount in the penalty area, and you actually, I think, motioned at the time, did it strike an arm in there? But I think it was offside, the reason that the goal has been ruled out. So the score remains Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1. Here's Wijnaldum now to Robertson on the left-hand side. Liverpool still in front. Wijnaldum flicks it over the top of Azpilicueta, who blocks him blatantly. It's a free kick. Boos from the home supporters. They've just had the frustration here of seeing a goal ruled out, and now a free kick given against them. But that's the right decision by Michael Oliver.
Straight, I'm watching Wijnaldum there. Yes, he's looking at Mo Salah. Look, he's going over to Mo Salah and say, listen, you've got to play me in. And look, you see he's having a conversation with Mo Salah. Mo's putting his hand up as if to say sorry, but Wijnaldum got himself into a very good position. Mo Salah refused to pass to him. They've got to get that sorted out. They've got to get that selfishness out of Mo Salah. Even though they wanted to score the goals, he's got to be more of a team player. They'll score more goals.
It's becoming a bit of an issue of the season, that, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Dion?
It is. And if you see him here, he's on the edge of the box, and there's a chance it could go. This is going to go to Mo Salah. This
free kick then. It's over on the left-hand side. Both full-backs are there. Liverpool are winning 1-0. Chelsea, in the last few moments, having had a goal ruled out. Alexander Arnold with a flick, Robertson with a cross, headed in, Firmino in the 6-yard box, unchallenged, found space in there, in between all of those Chelsea defenders, And moments after Chelsea had a goal ruled out at one end by VAR, Firmino scored at the other end, and it's now Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2.
What do? Do you celebrate now? What do? Do you wait for the decision of VAR? Really, really good free kick again. Unchallenged, Firmino, 6 yards out, centre of the goal. A free header against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. No challenge whatsoever, right on his head. Couldn't miss. 2-0.
And Chelsea perhaps unsettled by the fact that the goal had been ruled out at one end. It was Mason Mount, incidentally. The pictures, the TV pictures show that it was Mount who had a toe offside.
You can score with your toe, I'm afraid.
You can score with your toe. And for that reason, VAR ruled out the goal. And then up at the other end, within 2 minutes of the goal being ruled out at one end, another nicely worked free kick, incidentally, by Liverpool. Both fullbacks involved. And now we've got a little bit of a flare-up between Henderson and Jorginho, who went chest to chest. And it's all calmed down now. Kovacic, not sure he'll be the most natural peacemaker. And Azpilicueta, the other captain, has come across as well. And referee Oliver is just motioning to throw in taker Alonso to wait, because he's going to speak to Jordan Henderson. And while he does that, the free kick for the second Liverpool goal, Alexander Arnold this time rolled his foot over it and meant that it was a running ball that Robertson crossed, and then Firmino just put himself in the right place.
Yeah, he just left it into a decent area where he knew that his teammates would be finishing their run. You know, Firmino, that's what he does. He just ends up in the right position all the time. And not to be challenged 6 yards out, centre of the goal is, that is terrible defending.
So it's been eventful, Dion. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2. No further action, by the way, taken there against any of the players involved in that minor dust-up. Liverpool leading 2-0. Alexander Arnold and Firmino, the goal scorers, after Azpilicueta's goal was ruled out. And Azpilicueta in an offside position now, and it's a free kick to Liverpool inside their own box. So let us get an update from the golf over at Wentworth, not too far away from here. Heading towards the climax with you there, Ian Carter.
Yes, it is. Danny Willett making his way down the 18th, on course for his first victory on home soil. The Masters champion from 2016, 2 shots clear. He's just birdied the 17th. It was matched by Jon Rahm, who's at 17 under par. Willett 19 under with 1 to play.
More from Ian in due course at Wentworth. If you missed the Grand Prix, the Singapore Grand Prix, we had commentary on 5 Live Sports Extra. The result coming in a moment. Ball played over the top for Chelsea. Tomori heads it down. It's cleared away by Alonso. The Grand Prix was won by Sebastian Vettel ahead of Charles Leclerc, with Lewis Hamilton in 3rd place. You'll be able to download the Checkered Flag podcast for all of the interviews and all of the reaction from BBC Sounds in due course. And we will hear, as well as from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at half-time, from Eddie Jones as well, the England Rugby Union coach, after England's opening win at the World Cup. Liverpool coming forward. Here is Firmino. Firmino tried to lift it over the top for Wijnaldum, headed away on the edge of the box, and offside. Free kick for Chelsea. Ironic cheers.
Yes, Chelsea are trying to do the right things. That must be frustrating, for they are trying to play the right football. They just don't seem to have enough time to get into dangerous areas, because they're losing the ball, or Liverpool are winning it back.
Liverpool off and running again. Salah overruns it, and Tomori's able to turn and see it back towards Kepa. It's quite a dispiriting scoreline, this, for Chelsea in the early days under Frank Lampard. It's been a little bit up and down, hasn't it, so far? And in the Super Cup match, there was very little between them, and really in the match, Liverpool have scored the 2 goals, but Tammy Abraham had that chance, and Chelsea have had the ball in the net, but it's 2-0 to Liverpool. And as I say, we'll hear from Eddie Jones at half-time after England's big win. Also big wins for Italy, big win for Ireland against Scotland. And tomorrow morning on 5 Live, you'll have to get used to this disruption over the course of the next month or so to the usual programmes. Live from the city of Toyota at 11:15 in the morning, Wales against Georgia in Wales' first match. If there's a game on at the World Cup, you'll hear it either on 5 Live or on Sports Extra. 2-0 to Liverpool here on 5 Live in the World Service. Ball bounces off Tomori. Salah up against him. Tomori does really well against Salah. who's all over the back of him, and it's a free kick. Well done, Tamori. Excellent defending.
Yeah, he's having to warm into the game, Tamori. He's made a couple of silly mistakes. They don't look a natural pairing as yet, Christensen and Tamori. Not quite sure where each other are. It's not working out as yet, but Chelsea are wanting to play the game quicker, get into a final third quicker.
Quick free kick taken by Chelsea. Willian now on the right-hand side. Willian back in field. Jorginho swings it into the penalty area, but Adrian comes high with a knee up as well and caught Abraham as he leapt up to challenge Conte and Abraham, and has rolled the ball straight out of play. It's one of those where the goalkeeper comes in the way that almost every goalkeeper comes when they're jumping high, the knee goes up, and I think Tammy Abraham just turned his back and has maybe just been caught in the small of the back.
Yeah, maybe small of the back, maybe in the thigh, maybe one of those where you get a bit of a dead leg, but you know if that ball is hung up in the air, you're centre forward, if you know the goalkeeper's coming, you've got to expect some contact. I think Tammy was half trying to pull out, therefore he hasn't braced himself for any contact at all, but he's down in a heap. The keeper has caught him, whether it's his knee or studs, but they can be painful, those.
A little correction coming on the Grand Prix. So again, if you don't want to know, just listen away for a sec. Just been told that, in fact, Verstappen finished third and Lewis Hamilton fourth, but we'll have more on that at half-time. It has finished Hibs 1, Hearts 2. 2 goals in the last 20 minutes to turn the match around. Earlier, Celtic 3-1 winners against Kilmarnock. Rangers won 4-0 at McDermott Park against St Johnston. And West Brom won 4-2 against Huddersfield at the Hawthorns in the Championship. Here, the scoreline, really good scoreline for the Premier League leaders. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2. But that really only tells half the story. Abraham is on his feet, he's been led off the field. We're in the last 10 minutes of the first half, and it's the Liverpool fans you can hear in their thousands. There must be 4,000, maybe more. Maybe more.
I don't know how many they've got here, but their allocation has been taken up. There's not a spare blue seat in the house. They've packed it out.
And they're in great voice. Salah gives it to Henderson, who swings the ball in high from the right-hand side, but it just drifts away over the crossbar and into the Chelsea fans in the lower tier of the Matthew Harding stand. I hear Grimsby are going to be bringing over 5,000 fans on Wednesday night when they come here in the Carabao Cup.
Wow.
Here's Kepa taking this goal kick, won by Van Dijk above Abraham, who's back on the field, and okay. That was a big moment when Abraham was through one-on-one with Adrian, who made the save, made the block. Willian lifts the ball around Fabinho, lovely Brazilian play, and then just gets the pass
as well.
wrong.
Mount was onside. I think
one
Robertson.
way, Abraham the other.
Yes, 2 great runs there, but I think Mount thought he was offside, but he wasn't.
One ball from Alexander Arnold now to Salah on the right-hand side, up against Tamori, onto his left foot, shoots, deflected, wide. The deflection took it back across goal and behind. That looked ominous for Chelsea when Salah cut inside Tamori on his left foot, and last-ditch defending from Christensen, who just flung himself in front of the line of the shot.
He hasn't moved though, has he?
He has not. And he stayed down on his side in the penalty area, so we're going to have another break before the Liverpool corner from the right.
Yeah, this doesn't look good actually, because he hasn't moved his legs at all in regards. His knees have stayed together. The way he fell on the floor is the way that he's still now. They're trying to move his knees and stuff. But when Salah went through, you know what he's going to do. He goes down the right wing, he drops his right shoulder, comes on his left foot. And just for a split second, is he thinking, should I pass this? Should I pass this? Should I curl it in the corner? There's got to be that in his mind now, and he maybe took a little bit longer than he normally would. Great block, goes out for a corner, but I'm just hoping that Christensen's okay.
He's leaning forward now, Dion, sitting up, and he's looking down at his left leg. I think that was the third time, that Salah's had a run at young Tamori, and this one was the best opportunity for Salah. But this is turning into a bit of an education for young Tamori, 21 years old, who did so well, was the Player of the Year at Derby last season in the Championship, and is now making his way. This is his 5th appearance for Chelsea this season. Started 4 in a row now in what is a back 4 today with Christensen, who has now got to his feet, the Dane, and has put some weight on his left leg and is not looking entirely comfortable at all, and is now stopped and is leaning forward. He's now trying to move again, and now he's walking again, holding his left knee. I presume it must have been the way that he fell, whether he jarred it in the turf. I think that's what happened to Maddison yesterday, late on in the game against Tottenham, when he ended up looking very similar actually to how Christensen looks here. And we'll just have to see whether that eases when he finally crosses the white line, which he does not quite yet. Now, corner then. Chelsea will defend this without a central defender. Taken short by Alexander-Arnold to Henderson. Now back to Fabinho. First time ball into the penalty area. That's headed down and away for Chelsea to Kovacic, who is in the left-back position. Oh, Kovacic has flicked it back to Jorginho, who had Firmino right next to him. But Jorginho hits an excellent pass to Conte, who nods it down to Abraham. Now he has Kovacic on the left wing. Kovacic beaten really well by Alexander-Arnold, who whipped the ball away from him, and then near the corner flag back-heeled it out for a throw into Chelsea. Is Christensen going to be able to continue? He's walking towards the halfway line, and the answer to that is no, because Zuma is being prepared hurriedly to come on before half-time. 41 minutes played of the first half. Now Fabinho late on Kovacic, just down in front of it, and Kovacic has stayed down. The ball's out on the far side. Just going to see if Chelsea are going to make this change now. Michael Oliver's looking. I think they're going to. So while that happens, let's get another update from the Emirates. Chris Wise.
Well, it's still Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 1, but if Arsenal are going to summon a response to that John McGinn 20th minute goal, they are going to have to do so with 10 men, because Ainsley Maitland-Niles has received 2 cautions in the first 41 minutes of this game. The second one sliding in, won the ball off Neil Taylor, but John Moss has deemed that the follow-through from Maitland-Niles' boot was dangerous. It's the second caution. He injured himself as well, the Arsenal fullback, so he's hobbled off down the tunnel. Arsenal down to 10 and Aston Villa leading 1-0.
And Chelsea have made the change here. Christensen is off and Zuma is on, who has had some uncertain moments this season in the Chelsea defence. Liverpool winning it back centre field. Mane to Firmino. Firmino now very nearly threaded it across and through the edge of the penalty area to Salah.
Robertson was the ball. Robertson just out of his eye line. Firmino there. He had about 3 choices. And just in behind him, just in the corner of his left eye, Robertson was bursting a gut. And he was the ball. He was in full flow. And he just picked the wrong pass on this occasion. I've never said that about Firmino, I'm afraid. He normally picks the right pass. Got it wrong on this one.
So Chelsea have had to make 2 changes in the first half. 2 changes because of injury. Emerson in the first quarter of an hour, and now Andreas Christensen, who actually, the replays show, collided with Tomori, his own man, and that has caused the leg injury, the left leg injury. Abraham flagged offside. Free kick to Liverpool 10 yards inside their own half. So 2-0 down and losing 2 players to injury. Frank Lampard is learning that this management game's a tough game.
Yeah, it's, you know, Chelsea are up against it now. I mean, when you go back and you think of the situation where Tammy Abraham's 1-on-1, you think, well, if they go 1 up here, this is going to be a real test for Liverpool now. They're 2-0 up, nearly half-time.
Van Dijk overhits a pass from centre field down the right-hand side, way beyond Salah. And Chelsea with Alonso, one of the substitutes, plays it up to Abraham, but Matip deflects it out of play. Chelsea have not won at home this season. Only 3 matches played. The 1-1 with Leicester, the 2-2 with Sheffield United, and then Tuesday night against Valencia here when they lost 1-0. And here, Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2. Liverpool, who have got a very decent record here in recent times, having won 5 of their last 11 Premier League games here at Stamford Bridge. Willian down the left-hand side now against Alexander-Arnold. Willian goes infield, shoots, deflects off Henderson, carried it to Mount. Mount allows it to run to Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta's cross. Abraham with a header, but Matip just buffeted him before the young Chelsea striker was going to get a contact on it, and as a result he headed it wide of the far post.
Yeah, just enough there, Matip. It was or looked like a free header for Tammy Abraham, but Matip just eased into him, just put him off, just pushed him, grabbed hold of his shirt and his shoulder, and he just was off balance, Tammy Abraham. Chelsea have got to get the ball down and play quicker. If you allow Liverpool to get set, they will squeeze you and they will take the ball off you, or they'll make you make mistakes. Get the ball down, get it played quickly, and try and catch Liverpool on the back foot.
3 minutes of added time. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2. Comprehensively, Liverpool's first half. A goal from Trent Alexander-Arnold in the 15th minute after a cleverly worked free kick involving Mo Salah, and then Roberto Firmino heading in from Robertson's cross after another well-worked free kick on the left-hand side. And in between times, Tammy Abraham with a great chance, one-on-one, that was saved by Adrian, and the goal that was scored by Azpilicueta that was ruled out by VAR. Another tight offside call against Mason Mount. Of course, the alternative is to these tight offside calls, and who knows, you know, maybe somebody will come up with something clever to quell the argument, as Jorginho hits a magnificent pass to Alonso, who takes it down and crosses to the near post. Adrian very nearly lost it. The bouncing ball squirmed away. Willian was there, Kovacic was there, but the Liverpool goalkeeper leapt on the rebound.
Yeah, that's where Chelsea have to be on the front foot. Didn't quite catch it, Adrian. Dropped it a yard from him, scrambled and got hold of it. But if you're on the front foot and you really want to get on the end of that, 3 players there, 3 Chelsea players there in blue shirts should have nicked it off him. Just on the back foot, Chelsea were again.
Great pass from Jorginho, and he's trying it again.
Beautiful.
Almost exactly the same pass. This time Alonso just had to check his run, so the momentum is slowed. Liverpool having to defend. Chelsea with the ball on the left-hand side. We're in the 2nd minute of added time. Willian has a little shuffle in field, then gives it back to Kovacic. Kovacic will curl it into the penalty area, left-hand side. Kante, oh, clever from Kante, turned one way, then the other against Van Dijk, and then sliced it behind for a goal kick to Liverpool. Yeah, the alternative, Dion, to not having the tight offside calls is that, I mean, remember last season when Chelsea scored the goal at Cardiff that was yards offside and was given. So what do we want? Do we want those goals that are massively offside counting, or do we want the ones that are millimetres offside not counting?
Yeah, it's.
What do we want?
Because they've set their, what is it, a high bar they've called it, haven't they? They want to set themselves a high bar they're talking about.
Yeah, but I mean that's with the subjective decisions.
Absolutely.
Of course. With the definitive decisions, listen, that will fill 606 and the Monday night club, so let's concentrate on the game. Here's Alonso on the left-hand side. Alonso and Willian. Oh, lovely pass from Willian, finds Alonso in the full-back area, but his cross is straight into the shins of Matip, and it bounces back out for a throw here in the last minute of added time at the end of the first half, with Liverpool leading by 2-0 on this 5 Live Premier League Sunday and the World Service from the BBC from here at Stamford Bridge on this overcast afternoon in West London, but mild, very mild. Alonso.
He has no options.
Final half-time whistle goes, Dion. 2-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, 2-0 Liverpool, and it's down to just Liverpool being just a little bit sharper. Yes, Chelsea have had their chances, they've had the ball in the back of the net as well. Probably unfortunate to not have at least one goal on the board, but Liverpool just a little bit sharper, a little bit clever with their passing, a little bit more positive going forward. Chelsea need to get the ball down, play quickly, get the ball into dangerous areas, because Tammy Abraham is making some great runs.
Well, in the previous couple of Chelsea games in the Premier League here this season, teams have come back against them. In this one, against the leaders, Chelsea have got to come back against the leaders, who are 2-0 up and on course to making it 15 consecutive league wins and what would be a new club record of 7 consecutive league wins away from home. They are in control. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2. And Steve Crossman's here with us at Stamford Bridge. Steve.
Oh, Dion Dublin, there are very few things that Trent Alexander-Arnold cannot do. We haven't got a monitor here. I did manage to find the goal again. It's an unbelievable hit. I mean, it's almost past Kepa before he's even moved.
Yeah, well, that's what he does. He connects with the ball so well and so sweetly that if the keeper is on the right side of where he wants to put it, it's really difficult to get up there and put your hand up to stop it, because it's like you say, Steve, it's gone by him before he even knows where it's going. And because what they do is they open up the goal so well, the wall is set up perfectly for the dead ball. Mo Salah rolls the ball more centrally, which gives Trent Alexander the choice of going to the corner he wants to go to, or trying something a little bit more difficult into the keeper's right. So he's got the goal to shoot. The keeper doesn't know what he's going to do. And Trent, with his quality connection to the ball, amazing free kick.
85058 at 5 Live Sport. Afosa says Chelsea are going to end this game with 9 men and a net full of goals and injuries, bad defending and bad coaching. And Chris says at this point, I just want Chelsea to get out of here without the entire squad injured. On the defending, Dion, they were cleverly taken free kicks, and essentially what Liverpool did is they just changed the angle twice. But it's not that complicated. I mean, defensively, maybe on the second one, not so much the first. So Chelsea have a question to answer there.
Yeah, they do, and Frank will be asking that question as well. Why did Firmino get a free header, to be fair? 6 yards out, centre of the goals, should never happen. What should really happen, the manager shouldn't really say anything, the defenders should be having a go at each other and shouting and balling at each other to say what's going on here, who's responsible for that. But having seen the goal live, I do believe they were, or should I say there was at least 4 players in zonal positions. I don't know how many times we've said it here on 5 Live, that if you are in a zonal position and you don't attack the ball or the area that's designated to you, you will get overrun by a big, powerful centre-half or centre-forward who wants the ball a bit more than you.
John Murray, the one question I would have about Chelsea is, do you see any similarities with what we saw at Old Trafford on the opening day, in that they haven't been the better team, but have they been 2-0 the worst team?
Yeah, I think that's a really fair call. And in actual fact, when you look back at that, there were actually lots of alarm bells rang that day about Manchester United's performance. When you think about it, the way that the match went in the first half and the way that United really rode their luck there to a large extent. But yeah, I'm with you there. I mean, I've seen some really good stuff from Chelsea in parts this season, whether it was that day in the first half, whether it was in the Super Cup match in Istanbul against Liverpool, when Pulisic, who we may or may not see in this match, impressed so much and caused real problems. And then there's this, clearly it's not right at the back, is it? That's a real vulnerability, and that's really costing them this season. And
it shows as well, because you've got Christensen's, and Emerson at left back as well, and it shows that they haven't played a steady back 4, back 5, back 3, whatever it may be. They haven't had continuity in the defensive positions, which means you can't build relationships with your right back or your left side centre half or your left back. You just can't, or the keeper. So then you're playing with a new player every time you go out there. So it's got to be difficult to get a structure in defence.
So Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2 at half-time here at Stamford Bridge. That's the story in the capital. There's another story going on not too far from here though as well, Chris Wise.
There is, because Aston Villa are leading at the Emirates Stadium by a goal to 0. And when you bear in mind this is a Villa side that so far this season haven't picked up any points away from home. They've got 4, but they've all come at Villa Park. But they are 1-0 up here thanks to John McGinn's goal 20 minutes in. Terrific delivery from Anwar El Ghazi from the left side. Deep swirling ball. McGinn was the only one brave enough to go and attack it 6 yards out. Provided a cute flick to divert the ball into the corner. And Villa, frankly, are worth their lead. The problem for Arsenal, as well as being frustrating when they're going forward, because they've got themselves into good positions, they haven't necessarily produced the finishes when they should have done. They're now down to 10 men as well, because they've lost Ainsley Maitland-Niles to 2 first-half yellow cards. The first caution for tripping El Ghazi, who was running towards goal, and the second 4 minutes before half-time, catching Neil Taylor, won the ball initially, but John Moss suggesting that the follow-through boot from Maitland-Niles was high and dangerous, and a second yellow card for him. So Arsenal are down to 10, and bear in mind they haven't won for over a month in the Premier League. They're also 1-0 down at home to Aston Villa.
So Chris, they've obviously got 45 minutes now to find a way back into it. In the 41 minutes they had with 11 men, did they look like scoring at all then?
Well, they had a couple of chances. They had one really early on, actually. Saka, who is making his first Premier League start, the 18-year-old, providing a terrific ball for Maitland-Niles, who took it on before the bounce, which probably wasn't the right thing to do, sent it high over the bar. That was only 70 seconds in, so at that point you thought, well, this is going to be all about Arsenal today, but they've flattered to deceive, and Saka's had another effort that was powerful and over the top of the bar. But when Pepe and Aubameyang have got into good areas in and around that Aston Villa penalty area, they haven't capitalised. Villa have defended exceptionally well, and they're warranted. This lead that they have is fully deserved.
Cheers, Chris. So Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 1 at half-time. Half-time in our commentary game at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2. Already on 5 Live Premier League Sunday. Crystal Palace 1, Wolves 1. And West Ham 2, Manchester United 0. Do we have a winner at Wentworth, Ian Carter?
Yes, we do, and it's Danny Willett, his 7th European Tour title and his first on British soil, and it was a brilliant performance, a 67. Remember, he came into this final round locked with Jon Rahm, one of the best players in the world, and he outscored him by 3 shots to win by 3 at 20 under par, which is remarkable scoring. Just the one drop shot, it came at the 11th, and that was a brilliant 50-footer to save a bogey on that 11th. That really did give him some impetus, because it looked like it was being lost at that stage, but there'd been birdies at the 2nd, the 3rd, the 8th, the 10th, and then 2 birdies on the closing 2 par 5s, all adding up to that 67. So Willett finishing at 20 under par, 3 shots clear of Jon Rahm. Richy Ramsey had a good final day, the Scot, with a 69 to get to 13 under par. He was in a share of 6th place, and Rory McIlroy, Beef Johnston and Justin Rose, they all had high finishes as well. Rose 8, McIlroy round in 67 to tie for 9th with, as I say, Beef Johnston.
Ian, thank you very much. Coming up then on Premier League Sunday, we've got second half commentary of Chelsea against Liverpool. Liverpool leading 2-0 here at Stamford Bridge. We're also going to hear from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after Manchester United's 2-0 defeat at West Ham, and from the England coach Eddie Jones as well. England off to a winning start at the Rugby World Cup, beating Tonga 35-3. Earlier, Scotland lost 27-3 to Ireland in their first game of the tournament. Now, though, we're going to get the news on 5 Live with Mitch Mansfield.
On digital, BBC Sounds, smart speaker and online.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thomas Cook's meeting shareholders and creditors to try to agree a rescue deal. Banks have told the tour operator it needs to find an extra £200 million or it could collapse within days. Our correspondent is Angus Crawford.
To quote an industry insider, this is really the last throw of the dice for Thomas Cook. One insider has told the BBC that they are hopeful that there can be a deal and that no one wants to be the person who pulls the plug. They don't have to inform the markets until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
The government says contingency planning's in place to make sure holidaymakers aren't stranded if Thomas Cook falls into administration. The company has around 150,000 British customers abroad. 2 15-year-old boys have been arrested on suspicion of murder after another 15-year-old boy was stabbed to death at a skate park in Slough. Police say he was killed after a fight last night. The government's investigating newspaper allegations that Boris Johnson failed to declare potential conflicts of interest while London's mayor. The Sunday Times claims that public money was given to an American woman said to be a personal friend. Labour's calling for the Prime Minister to give an explanation. Downing Street's declined to comment. Jeremy Corbyn's coming under pressure over Labour's Brexit strategy. The Shadow Foreign Secretary, Emily Thornbury, says the party must back staying in the EU at its conference this week. The leadership wants to give the public the final say in another referendum. The leader of the PCS union, Mark Sawatka, is supporting that approach.
The tragedy of focusing only on Brexit is it plays and perpetuates a divided nation, a divided trade union movement that is shown not just by 52-48 in the referendum, but all the opinion polls. And if a political party like Labour says we are only for one side of that divide, the danger is they abandon communities like the South Wales valleys to Nigel Farage.
And Jonathan Van Ness says he hopes opening up about living with HIV will help break the stigma surrounding the condition. The hairstylist, famous for his role in Netflix's Queer Eye, describes himself as an out and proud member of the beautiful HIV-positive community.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live. On digital, BBC Sounds, smart speaker and online.
Few problems on the roads this afternoon, starting in Staffordshire, the M6 southbound. There's slow traffic from junction 15 for Stoke-on-Trent to 14 for Stafford North. One lane is closed. It's because of an earlier vehicle fire. In Newport, the M4 eastbound from junction 27 to junction 26. Slow traffic there right now. Congestion going back to junction 29 because of an earlier accident. In Kent, the M20 westbound, currently stationary traffic from junction 9 for Ashford to junction 8 for Leeds Castle. The road is closed because of an accident. And in Surrey, the M25 clockwise, slow traffic from junction 11 for Chertsey to junction 12. One lane is closed because of a broken down vehicle. Mitch Mansfield, 5 Live Travel.
こんにちは。アザミ、バラ、シャムロックにドラゴン。なんて素晴らしいコンビネーション。エリートアスリートよ。日本国に集まれ。生で聴けるのはここ BBC ラジオ5 Live だけです。
Rugby World Cup Japan 2019. Every game live on 5 Live and 5 Live Sports Extra. And keep up to date with the Rugby Union Weekly Podcast. Download now on BBC Sounds.
More live Premier League football than anyone else.
5 Live's Premier League Sunday.
Welcome back to Premier League Sunday. The Liverpool and Chelsea substitutes are warming up just beneath us here at half-time. Chelsea can only use one of them. They've already lost Emerson and Christensen to injuries and they trail 2-0 at the break. Manchester United have already lost 2-0 at West Ham today. Here's their manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah, always disappointed when you lose a game. And again, as you expect when you travel away in Premier League, it's an even game. It's a tough game. And we just didn't grasp the moments that we created, and they have to say they did, because 2 fantastic goals.
Is the unhappiness about not grasping the moment, that you're not kicking on perhaps as you would have hoped at the start of this season?
Yeah, we wanted to improve all the time. Sometimes you hit some bumps along the road. We've definitely done that in the last few weeks. But we've said that, and we know that it's going to be highs and lows, and today is a low.
If you look at that, where would you say the issues are? The issues at the front, goal scoring gap appears to be a bit of an issue. At the back, as a manager, when you look at it, where do you see things that have to improve?
Well, as a manager, you look at everything that's got to improve. We want to be better defending, we want to be better attacking, we want to have more energy. You're always looking to improve and continue to work, and in the way we believe. And we had the moments today, we didn't grasp them, and we just have to accept that West Ham deserve the win. I've said it many times that this is a rebuilding job, and the boys, they're working as hard as they can, and behind the scenes we're working and we want to improve, and I wouldn't be anywhere else with anyone else.
That's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The lines are now open, by the way, for 6:06 this evening with Sam Quek and Robbie Savage. 08085 909 693 to get your call booked in. Tanny Abraham is walking toward the ball in the centre circle. Chelsea trail Liverpool here at Stamford Bridge at half-time by 2-0. Second half commentary here then with Dion Dublin and our correspondent John Murray.
Thank you, Steve. Yes, Michael Oliver just placing the ball on the centre spot now. So the teams, as they finished the second half, Chelsea with Kepa in goal, back four of Azpilicueta, Tomori, substitute Zuma and substitute Alonso, Jorginho with Conte and Kovacic, and then Willian, Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount. And Liverpool, as Jordan Henderson belatedly arrives on the field, have Adrian, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson, Fabinho, Henderson and Wijnaldum, Salah, Firmino and Mane. Second half about to begin with the scoreline of Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Roberto Firmino, the goal scorers. And alongside us in the commentary position, high up in the East Stand here at Stamford Bridge, is Dion Dublin.
Good afternoon, young man.
Good afternoon again. Here's Henderson on the right-hand side. I thought you were going to give me some pearls of wisdom there. Henderson for Salah down the right-hand side. Salah does really well at pace. For me, Tomori puts the challenge in, and it bounces off the young Chelsea defender for a corner. Goodness me, that was a statement of intent from Salah against Tomori right over there.
Yeah, it was, because his first thought is to turn and go forward and take on Tomori or Zuma, whoever's there. He wants to take them on, he wants to go forward, create something for his team. And they've got a corner in the first few minutes.
A little bit gloomy here now. Might be rain not far away. The floodlights just beginning to take effect. Corner, Alexander Arnold. Outswinger to the near post. That is headed away by Tammy Abraham. Kept in there, the bouncing ball on the far side by Alexander Arnold. Deep cross, dangerous. Fabinho with a chance. What a save that was. Diving down to his left by Kepa. It was a bouncing effort, but he flung himself to his left and palmed it up and around the post to his left.
Yeah, really good save that is. Firmino just found himself free on the corner of the 6-yard box in the far corner, and he was trying to put it the opposite side. Keeper made a great save, tipped it over the corner.
And another superb delivery from Alexander Arnold. Corner's taken short, Fabinho plays it in. Mane with a header, and he's headed it wide of the far post. He was stretching for it, slightly leaning back, 7 yards out, and the header flashed wide.
Yeah, that's two good chances. Liverpool already really putting the pressure on Chelsea. Two great chances, two great crosses. Should have scored one of them. Great save, and Mane just puts this one by the post. This is danger signs for Chelsea, and they're on the attack again.
Yeah, and it seems to be one of those spells that you see from Liverpool, where they're looking here in the opening minutes of the second half just to take this game away from Chelsea. And if they score a third goal, surely that would be the case. Fabinho playing it over the top, looking for Salah. That's brought down by Alonso. The pictures that we showed half-time suggested that Firmino got away from Alonso when he scored the second goal for Liverpool. Alonso now concedes a throw-in on the far side, and Liverpool take it, and they're on the move quickly again. As Liverpool play, as we look from right to left towards the shed stand, that's where all of the Liverpool fans are, or the majority of them. I'm sure there are plenty in other parts of the ground as well. But those in red and white are down to our left in the two tiers. Liverpool with Wijnaldum playing the ball back under pressure from Willian and Conte to Van Dijk on the halfway line. As Steve Crossman was saying on 5 Live, Frank Lampard only has one substitution now that he can make, whereas Jurgen Klopp has all 3 of his up his sleeves. Here's Henderson. Back to Alexander Arnold. Alexander Arnold drifts around Kovacic. He's up against Alonso. Plays the ball low into the near post, where it's cleared away by Jorginho. And it's deflected out of play off Alexander Arnold for a throw-in to Chelsea, who cannot get out of their own defensive third in the opening stages of the second half.
No, they can't, and you can just feel that the fans are getting frustrated now, because Liverpool are having so much time on the ball. They're not seeing their team put Liverpool under pressure. They have to start fast in the second half, Chelsea. They've got to try and create some chances of their own, because at the moment they're camped in their own final third.
Dion Dublin, England international, Premier League Golden Boot winner. I'm very envious of some of the huge houses you have in this part of West London, the other side of Brompton Cemetery.
That was with a different hat on.
Yes, here's Conte. Now Kovacic played the ball through the middle and was expecting Mount to run, but he put the brakes on, maybe conscious of offside.
Yeah, I think he thought he may have been offside, so just put the brakes on there.
Mount, who was the player who was ruled offside when Chelsea, crucially really in the match, had a goal ruled out in the first half. If you weren't with us on 5 Live or the World Service, when it was 1-0 to Liverpool because of Mount straying offside. Saw it again at half-time, and he was offside. Here's Alonso over on the far side. Alonso playing it infield. Could be trouble. Jorginho is caught in possession. Salah's onto it now. Chelsea have got bodies back. Jorginho's got to be careful on Salah in the box. Bounces off Conte. It's chipped across by Henderson all the way across the penalty area into the other full-back position. Robertson brings it down, gives it to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum square to the middle of the half to Fabinho. Chelsea are being really stretched here. They've got themselves into difficulty there, though. Alexander Arnold now back to Fabinho, back to Alexander Arnold, who's timed his roll well, pulls it across, deflected, saved on the goal line, and the flag's up. The flag is up, and in fact Alexander Arnold is being flagged. It came late, but the decision was offside. It did look close.
Yeah, it did look close, but that's just Chelsea trying to play out, or should I say they had 2 or 3 chances to clear it, they didn't do it, trying to play football when Liverpool have already committed to the squeeze. I don't know what you're trying to do that for. Get the ball out, get your back 4 up, start again, put themselves under unnecessary pressure, Chelsea.
So if the ball had ended up in the back of the net, and Kepa haven't made a very good save of one of his own defenders on the line, it would have been ruled out for offside, or at least we think it would. Certainly the flag was up. 2-0 Liverpool lead. 5 Live in the World Service. Lines are open for the 606 phone in. Robbie Savage with Sam Queck tonight. 08085 909 693. You can text 85058 to get involved. Get in touch social media, hashtag BBC 606 to talk about this or what is currently Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 1. Arsenal down to 10 men. That was also a 4:30 kickoff. Earlier, West Ham 2, Manchester United 0. I'm sure there'll be Manchester United fans on the way back north who'll want to talk. And Crystal Palace 1, Wolves 1, the other scores in the Premier League. Chelsea with Tomori heading it forward. Abraham nods it on, but Willian won't get there. Matip is able to readjust and play the ball over the halfway line. Alonso, rather hurriedly, volleyed it forward. Now a little cushion header by Kovacic. Mount has it on the left-hand side. Mason Mount past fit for this game. Alonso with a cross to the near post, a curling, good-looking cross, looking for Conte, but Van Dijk read the danger and beat little Conte in the air and headed it out on the far side.
Yeah, Chelsea have looked better since Alonso comes on. He just tends to put the ball into really good areas, Alonso.
Corner then. Mount to take it. Over there on the left-hand side. 5 Chelsea players inside the Liverpool box. Into the near post, it's over the top of Azpilicueta. Headed away, Matip was behind him. Alonso's in there, it's hooked away by Robertson. Comes out to Willian, who, with the ball bouncing up in front of him, actually had to lift it back to the halfway line. And now Kante in his own half. Here on the right-hand side, the Chelsea right. Tomori plays it forward. Van Dijk comes across and beats Azpilicueta to it and steers it out of play next to a ball boy who's leaning a little bit like William Rees-Mogg actually down there, because you have to lie down in front of the advertising hoardings here so that the supporters can see over the top of you. And it's a free kick to Liverpool after that the offside flag went up, and Virgil van Dijk walks across. He wipes his brow. Don't tell me he sweats. I don't believe it.
No. You can't make a mistake and sweat the following game as well. No chance.
No. So Van Dijk, and you can hear the Chelsea supporters in no hurry here. Never seems to be in a hurry, mind. Long downfield from Van Dijk, headed away by Alonso next to Salah. Now here's Salah on the right-hand side, goes around the outside of Alonso, now speeding towards the penalty area. Jorginho puts in the challenge. Salah's there again, snapping away at him, but Jorginho comes out with the ball, and Chelsea should get this away, which they do. Chipped up towards Kante, chests it down. Matip is really tight on him. No foul, says referee Oliver. Firmino now to Mane, and Mane just challenged, crucially, by Azpilicueta. Chelsea break. Willian, as they attack towards the Matthew Harding stand end of Stamford Bridge. To our right, Willian, now high crossfield ball, chested down by Mount to the left side of the box, still in there. He's got support behind him from Kovacic. Alonso's there as well. Great pace to the game at the moment. Alonso back infield, 30 yards out. Jorginho's ball. Willian can't stretch to pull it down, and it bounces through for a goal kick as it hops over the ever-changing electronic advertising board.
Yeah, it should have been better from Chelsea. They did have, this is the first time in the whole of the game they've had on a couple of occasions they've had time to pick a pass. They haven't been under pressure. Tried to pick out Willian. The execution of the pass was just a little bit heavy, but better. Now this is Liverpool trying to take a goal kick now, and Chelsea have gone in the press position, waiting for Liverpool to play it short, and they haven't. And they're trying to force Liverpool to go long. Yeah,
and also referee Oliver is conscious of the fact that Liverpool have a 2-goal lead here and they're in no hurry. And Jordan Henderson's been called across, the Liverpool captain. Michael Oliver has pointed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. And Henderson now runs his hands over one another to his teammates as if to say, yeah, we've got to get on with it. And now eventually they take the goal kick short into the box to Matip.
Oh, brilliant.
Henderson back to Alexander Arnold. Long ball forward from him. It is headed down by Tomori. With Christensen injured, we'll have to see how serious that is. Rudiger not too far away. Back pass a little short from Robertson to Abraham, but Adrian gets there first for Liverpool, hits it downfield, headed away by Azpilicueta. A falling Kante actually struck the ball with his arm, but he'd already received a nudge And it is a free kick to Liverpool for Conte's handball. Here is Van Dijk to the right-hand side, over the top of Salah, but Alonso got there and headed it out of play on the far side. Liverpool have approached this well, actually, with a 2-goal lead. This is what have we had? 11 minutes of good game management.
Yeah, they just can't seem to get a foothold in the game, Chelsea, at the moment. They're looking at Trent Alexander wasting time again, but...
Well, and referee Oliver says, that's it. I can wait no longer for the action to resume, and that is a yellow card now for Trent Alexander-Arnold for time wasting. And Jurgen Klopp, I see here, has actually left his little coaching area and is talking to Frank Lampard, and there's a little bit of arm waving going on there, and then Jurgen Klopp, all animated. I think I can see teeth flashing there in a friendly way.
To be fair, John, you could have been sat anywhere in this stadium, you would have seen his teeth flashing.
Kevin Friend is the fourth official, and Jurgen Klopp leans in front of him with his peak cap and looks into his face and says something or other, and then both of them return to their coaching areas, which are only 3 yards apart there. 12 minutes played in the second half. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2. Liverpool coming out very purposefully in the second half, and then whenever Chelsea get into their stride, they're slowing the game down. That's what champions do. As Chelsea's latest attack breaks down, Kante's pass straight at Van Dijk. Now here's Salah, plays it through for Mane, but just beyond him, and Tomori was able to move to his left, and Tomori took possession for Chelsea. Tomori playing as the left-sided central defender, and Zuma as the right of the two since Zuma came on. Now here is Willian to Azpilicueta, back to Willian with the outside of his boot, curls a pass that's behind Alonso, but he's able to make ground back and prevent it from bouncing out of play. Mount makes himself available. Now back into the centre circle. Zuma shuffle forward, then he lifts a high pass out to the left-hand side to Alonso, who gets it down. High cross to the back post by Alonso. Azpilicueta arriving, and I'm not sure what he did there. He ended up playing it back out of the penalty area behind him. Finds its way back to Azpilicueta. A flick at the near post by Abraham, who was under pressure from Matip, and Abraham saying that he was shoved over by Matip. They both ended up in a pile together. It was deflected across the 6-yard box and beyond the far post, and it's a corner, that's all.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Tammy tried a little flick when he could have gone with his right foot. He got a great one across Matip. Great run.
He was asking about a penalty. They will have had a look. Here's the corner. It's above Zuma. It's cleared out. Kante with a shot. Just wide of the foot of the post. Adrian diving down to his left. Maybe a foot wide.
Yeah, not too far away. It was on Kante's left foot, so he was never going to strike it cleanly. It's not his best foot. But I've just seen a little bit of a change in body language with the Chelsea players since the referee gave the yellow card for the time wasting on the throw-ins. They seem to be lifted, and the fans have been lifted as well, as you can hear, the Chelsea fans.
Straight to the Emirates, Chris Wise.
Penalty to Arsenal. Looks like Pepe's going to take it. Guendouzi bundled over by Engels. 14 minutes into the second half. This could be a lifeline for the 10 men, and the penalty is straight down the middle. Arsenal 1, Aston Villa 1, and the Gunners' record signing Nicolas Pepe has his first goal for his new club. Arsenal 1, Villa 1.
Lines open 4606 on 5 Live. The phone in 08085 909 693. Text 85058 to talk to Robbie Savage and Sam Quick again tonight, or hashtag BBC 606. The highlights match of the day too, 10:35 tonight on BBC One. And earlier in Scotland, Hibs 1, Hearts 2, Celtic 3, Kilmarnock 1, St Johnston 0, Rangers 4, and West Brom 4, Huddersfield 2 in the Championship. The scores to talk about tonight with Robbie and Sam. And of course, Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2. Liverpool doing a number on Chelsea with Trent Alexander-Arnold and Roberto Firmino's first half goals. Chelsea coming forward. Alexander-Arnold heads it away from the far side of the penalty area, and it bounces out for Salah, who was... Well, Alonso's claiming that Salah fouled him, but referee Oliver allows play to continue. Roberto Firmino's goal, that's his third of the season, but it's his all-round play really, Firmino, that has caught the eye this season. Alonso playing it in, but it's headed away by Matip. All 3 goals for Firmino have been scored away from home, at Southampton, at Burnley, and then this header in the first half here at Stamford Bridge. Jurgen Klopp's a little agitated about something now, all in the two-tone grey and black. All sorts of various body language from Jurgen Klopp down there, and we're going back to the Emirates. Chris Wise.
Well, that Arsenal lead lasted less than 3 minutes. Aston Villa are back in front. Arsenal 1, Villa 2. It's Wesley who's got the goal, but it's all about Jack Grealish. A really strong run right at the Arsenal backline, carried the ball to the byline, pulled it back. Wesley at the near post, poked it in. His second Aston Villa goal, and they lead at the Emirates again. Arsenal 1, Aston Villa 2.
Goal for Wesley. Dion, what about Jack Grealish for the next England squad as well?
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me at all. He's good enough. He's got all the talent.
There's a discussion point for 606. Midfielders coming out of England's ears at the moment. Here's Mane on the left-hand side for Robertson. Robertson now at pace, crosses to the near post, and it bounces away off Zuma. He's got his body in the way and blocked it, and then it's cleared out of play near the halfway line. Frank Lampard down there suddenly appears again. 1 or 2 claps of his hands of encouragement, but at 2-0 down. Chelsea at the moment not coming up with too many answers.
I think Chelsea in the last 5 minutes have played a little bit better, looked a little bit sharper as well, forcing Liverpool to play passes like that which they're giving away. So yeah, Chelsea have got to stay on the front foot like they are now, switching play from left to right, making Liverpool readjust their positions.
All Chelsea want, Dion's a goal, isn't it?
That's all they need.
A goal, and then this would have a very different complexion.
Yeah, they're good for a goal as well. They deserve a goal at least. They've got to get it soon though.
2-0 to Liverpool. Robertson, crossfield ball aiming for Willian. Robertson got his head to it. Fortunate there in that he nodded it onto Willian. I think it came off all of that hair and bounced out of play for a throw-in to Liverpool. Robertson getting it back. Oh, he's given it away, Robertson, to Jorginho, and now Mount backed away cleverly there as the ball came to him, but as he controlled it, Liverpool were quickly in, Matip and Henderson, and now they've found Salah down the right-hand side, but Tomori slid in, put the challenge in, good one as well, and blocked it out for a throw-in down the right-hand side.
Yeah, that's Chelsea again. They going forward now in 2s and 3s. Even though they given the throw-in to Liverpool, they stayed forward. They didn't turn their back. They stayed forward and almost created a chance. Mount was suffocated on the edge of the box by 2 big centre-halves.
Liverpool take the throw, and now it's angled back by Firmino. And here's the chance from Wijnaldum in the D. But he didn't have much time there, and he snatched at it rather, and he hit it well wide of the left post into the Liverpool fans, who, guess what, are not returning the ball and are having a bit of fun with Kepa. I can't see his teeth flashing, Kepa. I'm not sure he's seeing the funny side of that completely.
That's 2 souvenirs now the Liverpool fans have got.
Yeah. And we have 25 minutes to play. It's a good watch at the moment, this, isn't it, Dion?
Yes, it's actually evened out. Liverpool are on top in the first half, but Chelsea have really come out in the last 5 or 6 minutes and really taken the game to Liverpool now. Should have started the game like this, look a lot more positive, a lot more movement for the player on the ball. He's got so many more options.
Oh, Tomori's asked a lot of Alonso with that pass down the left, and even though he got a touch on it, he couldn't keep it in. And it's a throw into Liverpool, who still lead 2-0. Liverpool's next match is a 5 Live commentary match. That's on Wednesday night, one of those Carabao Cup matches. They're at MK Dons. We'll have all of the matches covered Tuesday and Wednesday night. Preston Manchester City's the commentary on Tuesday, and the matches in the quarter-final of the League Cup in Scotland as well in midweek, as well as all of the Rugby Union World Cup matches. Whenever there's a game on, it'll be on either 5 Live or on Sports Extra. And the Wales match in the morning is on 5 Live, live from Toyota, when they play Georgia. 11:15 tomorrow. 2-0 to Liverpool, and the ball back in play with Chelsea. been passed out by Kepa to Zuma. Rolls it forward towards Conte, and then Conte plays it back again towards Zuma. Liverpool with this magnificent record of form over the course of, well, months and months now. Liverpool, who have won their last 14 league matches. This would make it 15, which would extend the club record. Unbeaten in 22 league matches. Chelsea with a throw on the left-hand side, though, trying to do something about this, trying to dent this Liverpool confidence. Alonso with a cross, but it's blocked down and then cleared by Fabinho. Jordan Henderson, the captain, turns and gives some more instructions. Such a big part of his game, both for club and country, his presence on the field. I know he receives criticism for perhaps not being the most creative. Here come Chelsea again. Alonso on the left-hand side. Alonso looks back to Jorginho, 25 yards out, plays a high diagonal ball to the back post. Azpilicueta brings it down, volleys it into the middle, and then with Mount arriving, Alexander-Arnold together, the Liverpool defender has got the crucial touch just to get something on that. There were one or two shouts that Mount had maybe been fouled in there, but the officials are having none of that, and Liverpool bring it away again. More promising though for Chelsea, but Liverpool 2-0 up, played up towards Wijnaldum. Not much support at the moment. Wijnaldum turns, still in possession, 30 yards out. Mane, rather fortunate, got a lucky break of the ball, plays it square to Firmino. Firmino, very tight, skips to the left side of the penalty area, then gives it to Robertson. Robertson crosses, fiery deflection, and then a stretch to his highest point, and a catch by Kepa.
Yeah, that's Liverpool's best play so far in the second half. Chelsea have been the better side, looking the more likely to get this goal. Just can't get it in the right areas at this very important moment. Alonso's playing so high at the moment. I think Chelsea have got to get the two centre-halves to stay back, either keep Jorginho or Kovacic back there and let the rest of the side go and win the game.
Jurgen Klopp still yet to make a substitution, and we've got around about 20 minutes, a little bit more than that, plus added time to play. Henderson taking the ball deep into his own half, but then turning and passing it forward to Salah, who has Alonso very tight to him. Matip then curls the ball forward, but that's easy meat for Tomori, who's then impeded by Henderson, and that's a free kick to Chelsea inside their own half. So the away team are winning here in West London, and last we heard from Chris Wise, the away team winning in North London with you.
And they still are. Arsenal 1, Aston Villa 2. Remember, Arsenal down to 10 men, 2 goals in his second half, 2 in 2 minutes. Pepe with the equaliser from the penalty spot for Arsenal.
Mane has crossed to Salah. Salah inside the penalty area, but then overruns it into the defender, and it's cleared on the far side and out of play. Sorry, carry on.
Well, I was only going to tell you, John, that we'd keep getting the chances. Grealish again, who provided the second, was teed up Trezeguet. His shot straight at the goalkeeper, and down the other end, David Luiz, who didn't cover himself in glory for Villa's second goal, with a typical David Luiz free kick. You'll know what I mean when I say that. Tipped over by Heaton. Arsenal 1, Aston Villa 2.
Yes, see that on Match of the Day tonight, 10:35. 5 Live on the World Service. 2-0 Liverpool lead. They're on course to make it 6 wins out of 6 in the Premier League at the start of this season. Unless Chelsea can do something about this in the remainder. Willian weaving patterns on the right-hand side. Infield to Conte. Now to Azpilicueta on the right-hand side. Azpilicueta's deep cross to the back post is headed away by an unchallenged Alexander-Arnold. Still haven't cleared their lines. Henderson gets ahead to it. Fabinho as well, towering above Kovacic, and calmly heading it out to the right-hand side, where the orange-booted Alexander-Arnold will hit a long ball downfield that no one in red will reach. So Chelsea have got it back inside their own half. Dion, Dublin.
Yes, it's so much better. Chelsea looking kind of desperate to get themselves a goal. They need a goal early now so they can get themselves back in the game. They are knocking at the door. They are getting themselves into good positions. Tammy Abraham on this occasion opting to go far post, and if it had gone near post, he'd have had a free header. It's just that decision making now for Chelsea. They're not too far away.
Chelsea with Conte, 25 yards out, takes it on into the D, still going, oh, and shoots and scores! What a goal from Conte! Chelsea are back in it! What an amazing run that was from the little man, and what a finish as well! Stabbed it with his right foot, high into the top corner, and it is Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2 now.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It surprises me that Conte scored a goal like that. I'll tell you what a goal that was. No pressure on him. He actually ghosted by 2 midfield players. It was Henderson and one other, I'm not quite sure, but I think all the Liverpool players were expecting him to pass the ball. He didn't. He found himself on the edge of the box, just put onto his right foot. It was underneath his feet actually, and he just managed to get the ball top corner. Keeper had no chance. Chelsea deserved that goal.
It came in the 71st minute. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2. That was some goal. Salah now crossing from the right-hand side, and James Milner, who has appeared on the field in the aftermath of that goal, coming on as a substitute, was the player in for Liverpool at the back post, but under pressure could only force it wide.
Yeah, in order for Chelsea to get any more, they cannot change the way they've played in the last 10-15 minutes because they have been the better side.
It's Mane, I think, isn't it, who's come off?
Yeah, Mane has come off. Milner's gone to the left-hand side, as it looks.
And Wijnaldum has pushed further forward.
Yeah, so I think Mane and Wijnaldum have changed positions in regards. Mane off, Wijnaldum's gone into his position, and Milner's gone into Wijnaldum's position now.
Purely tactical, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. A bit more stability. I don't think James Milner will go as far forward. He'll stay there with Henderson.
Instant change, having conceded a goal. Jurgen Klopp sensing the danger of now there only being one goal between the sides here at Stamford Bridge, and in the last 20 minutes of the match.
It's been coming though. It has been coming. Chelsea have played really well.
Conte, it was quite a run that. He ran from probably 35 yards out, took it on into the D, and as Liverpool defenders closed in on him, here's Alonso, who's going to try a shot with his right foot. That's the wrong decision from an angle. Sails away high over the bar into the lower tier of the Matthew Harding stand. Yeah, as they converged on him, the contact was bizarre, really. To hit it in the way that he did, and it flew up into the top corner.
Yeah, it was sort of stuck beneath his feet, right underneath his right foot. He was over the top of the ball, and I think because it was bouncing, he managed to get his foot underneath and lift into the top corner. Really good finish. Element of luck in there as well, I'll have to say.
This is a test for the European champions now. Chelsea coming back at them. They've taken a short goal kick here, and Matip's pass has evaded Alexander Arnold, and that's conceded a throw-in. The 5 Live phone lines are open to talk to Robbie Savage and Sam Queck on 08085 909 693. You'll want to talk about what happens here at Stamford Bridge over the next 20 minutes or so. And during 6:06, we'll try and bring you as many live interviews as we can from down in the tunnel here. Alonso on the left-hand side. Alonso gets it back from Mount, and then finds Jorginho, who plays it square to Azpilicueta, who lifts one over the top, but far too much on that, and it just drifts through into the gloves of Adrian.
Yeah, I think they are trying to get the ball to Alonso as much as they possibly can. Alonso now is playing, looks like they're playing a 3 at the back, and Alonso's just gone and played left wing. He's playing so far forward, but he's the danger man when it comes to supply, so get the ball to him as much as you possibly can.
Tomori up and heading the ball out of play. I must say he looks very settled here in a big game, the 21-year-old Fikayo Tomori. Won't be surprised if he carries on like this, whether we see him in the England senior picture. Very much part of Eddie Boothroyd's under-21s. Throw in, Milner. Milner works one up the line on the right-hand side. Salah shrugs off the challenge, plays it infield to Firmino, then back to Salah again, who tried to give it back to Firmino, but it broke down, and Conte then has Salah chasing back all over the back of him and bundling him over, and that's a free kick taken quickly.
Yeah, just got Liverpool rattled slightly. They don't look as organised. You can see they're looking at each other now.
William playing it through for Abraham. Van Dijk got himself into the right position though, played it back to Adrian. Liverpool struggling to get it away. Milner did well under pressure, found Robertson. Robertson goes infield to Fabinho. I'm not sure he wanted it there. Stabbed it away. Then it was played forward by Zuma at pace, and it bounced all the way through to Liverpool goalkeeper Adrian. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2, if you've just joined us. Throw in for Liverpool. Salah, after Tomori came across, he'll leave it, and we're going to see Batshuayi come on for Chelsea. That'll be Frank Lampard's final change. And he is taking the place of Tammy Abraham for the final minutes of this game. Yet to score this season, Batshuayi, who famously scored the goal that clinched the title for Antonio Conte when he was the manager. So no goal for Tammy Abraham today. I think he'll, you know what centre forwards are like, Dion, about tonight in bed he'll be thinking about that chance in the first half.
Yeah, he'll be thinking it could have been 1-0 to Chelsea early on in the game and it would have been a different game completely, but on this occasion, you know, let's cut him a bit of slack. He's been outstanding for Chelsea.
Yeah, and this was a tough test, just about as tough as they come. Against Van Dijk, he'll have learned from it. As Liverpool played forward towards Salah, but Tomori comes across and just plants the ball into the top tier of the stand on the far side.
And I'm looking at Jorginho there, and he's thinking to himself, don't panic, that's what he's thinking, you know. And Tomori's, he has to get there early, but he doesn't have to panic. He could have kept the ball, he could have taken a touch and kept the ball for Chelsea. Cleared it.
Kovacic, Dion, has actually gone and got the ball and put it on the quadrant and then run back, because he knew that Liverpool wouldn't be in any hurry here to take this corner, leading by 2-1 with less than 15 minutes of the 90 to play. Alexander Arnold then with the corner towards the penalty spot, prodded in by Wijnaldum. It's very, very congested. Matip got the ball caught up underneath his feet and it was cleared away by Zuma. Liverpool pick up possession again. Milner to Firmino, who flips it cleverly into the box for Wijnaldum. Across comes Alonso. Wijnaldum goes down very easily and Chelsea get it away. No suggestion that should have been a penalty. And then Batshuayi is manhandled over by Fabinho and he was away from him. Fabinho knew exactly what he was doing and he's booked.
Yeah, I think it's a different proposition now. Batshuayi's on. I think he's not quite as tall as Tammy Abraham, probably not as quick as Tammy, but he's a lot stronger and he will hold the ball up and he will be a handful in the box if that ball can be crossed into the dangerous areas.
Used only as a substitute so far by Frank Lampard. Michy Batshuayi, remember he was on loan at Valencia and Crystal Palace last season. Chelsea coming forward, 2-1 Liverpool lead. Azpilicueta, ball into the box. Conte, who scored that sparkling goal a few minutes ago, takes the ball towards the right-hand side. Azpilicueta with a cross, flicked by Batshuayi. The ball was behind him, might have let it go to Mount, which Mason Mount's body language is suggesting is the case, that he felt should have happened. Puts his hand on his face and then puts his palms apart.
Yeah, he's actually said, with his body language, he said, oh, that was just about to land on my right foot. But if that's the case, open your mouth, young man. Tell him, shout your name out, tell him it's your ball and he'll leave it for you.
Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2. 5 Live and the World Service with 606 on the way with Robbie Savage and Sam Quek. Hashtag BBC 606 on your social media. Ball played forward down the middle. Wijnaldum with a run. Azpilicueta's gone with him, and Azpilicueta is able to get underneath the bouncing ball. Oh, that's cleared away rather dangerously by Tomori, and then Jorginho thought that might have struck an arm as Salah tried to find Henderson, but the officials say that it is only a throw-in on the far side after it hit Jorginho and bounced out of play. Again, Kovacic goes to get the ball and give it to Alexander Arnold to get play going again. 10 minutes to go. Alexander Arnold stands, he's already been booked for time wasting, takes the throw into the penalty area. Salah is dispossessed. Conte running forward with the ball. It's blocked back to Kovacic, who then plays it forward to the running Willian. Willian now can take it down the left wing if he wants. Matip is there with him though, puts the challenge in, and well, Matip feels he got the ball, but Willian felt some contact, went down, and referee Oliver's given the free kick out there on the far side.
Yeah, great little bit of skill from Willian, just picked out, going down the left-hand side, and he knew he wouldn't be able to hold off Matip all the way down the left wing, so he thought a bit of skill gets his team a free kick in a dangerous area. In swing of this one.
Chelsea have drawn both of their home matches in the Premier League so far this season against Leicester and Sheffield United. They'll take a draw in this one as well from this position. Mason Mount takes the free kick to the back post. Alonso with a header. He got away from everyone. Adrian made a fine save actually with his leg on the goal line at the back post.
He got away from everyone apart from the linesman, I think. The linesman's just called that offside.
He is flagging for offside. And it is a free kick to Liverpool. However, nevertheless, Very good save by Adrian.
He was free on the far post as well, and an excellent save. Chelsea's tails are up and feel they can get something from this game if they keep the pressure on Liverpool. Liverpool have got to get back to their game plan, which is keeping these back two players, these back two centre-halves under pressure, making them go long.
Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2. It's another terrific tussle between these sides now. Jorginho overhits a pass from inside his own half, and Adrian allows the ball to run and eventually picks it up when Batshuayi arrives. Remember, just 5.5 weeks ago, these sides drew 2-2 in Istanbul, albeit after extra time. But this is turning into another full-blooded tussle and lots of incident. We'll go back to the Emirates when I get a chance, but Liverpool, Aston Villa are leading there 2-1. Here's Firmino. Firmino then runs into blue shirts, and the home side have got it back, and Jorginho quickly plays it to Kovacic. And to the Emirates, Chris Wise.
Where Arsenal were knocking at the door, and now they have equalised. Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 2. And Villa, the architects of their own downfall. They didn't deal with the ball inside their own 6-yard box effectively. And Callum Chambers, of all people, the substitute, there to stab it in from 6 yards out. Remember, Arsenal down to 10 as well. But it's Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 2.
Willian with a cross for Chelsea from the right-hand side off the head of Van Dijk, who managed to head it out to the far side. Salah, though, can't run it away, and Alonso wins back possession for Chelsea. So it is 2-2 at the Emirates. Another 2-2 for Arsenal, who drew 2-2 with Watford last Sunday afternoon. And indeed drew 2-2 with Tottenham as well before the internationals recently. This one here might yet finish 2-2. At the moment, Liverpool with the slender advantage, and Jordan Henderson is going to be replaced by Adam Lallana for the remaining 7 minutes plus added time. And Jordan Henderson, who I remember scoring an absolutely fabulous goal here in a Liverpool win against Chelsea 3 or 4 seasons ago, receives 1 or 2 boos and rather glares at some of the Chelsea supporters actually as he eventually leaves the field. Gets a massive bear hug from Jurgen Klopp, who takes him around the neck and he manages to escape.
He looked kind of uncomfortable there, Jordan Henderson.
He's got away, don't worry, Dion. So Henderson off, and on comes Adam Lallana.
Yeah, they've changed their formation a little bit now, Chelsea, allowing Azpilicueta and Alonso to more or less stay forward. 2 centre-halves of Tomori and Zuma, just having one holding midfield player.
That's
Kovacic, I think.
That's a show of dissent, clearly there. Frustration from Kovacic, who actually picked up the ball and threw it down into the ground, and it bounces away and then walks across to Michael Oliver, who's already got the yellow card in his hand. I remember Ray Wilkins being sent off for that in the World Cup many years ago in Mexico, and eventually that yellow card is shown to Kovacic. Just frustration. Liverpool's game management has got to Kovacic. Free kick, Alexander Arnold plays it over the top down the right-hand side for Wijnaldum to make the run, but Tomori did enough to get in the way, and it bounces through for a goal kick. Time running out, Dion, just over 5 minutes to go, 5.5 minutes plus added time.
Yeah, they've got to find another breakthrough, Chelsea, they really have.
There has been another goal at Arsenal, Chris Wise.
Won't be 2-2, the Emirates is going berserk because Arsenal have turned it round. They're now leading Aston Villa by 3-2, and it's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with his 7th Arsenal goal of the season. A free kick just on the edge of Villa's penalty area, curled into the bottom corner. Arsenal fans can hardly believe it, and neither can Villa's. Arsenal 3, Aston Villa 2.
Life is not going to be dull at Arsenal in their matches this season. We said that at the start of the season. Here, 2-1 to Liverpool. This is good from Chelsea. Willian combining nicely with Mount and Alonso inside the penalty area. The final ball from Willian, though, was cleared away by Milner. And Liverpool have had that little rejig, but Chelsea coming forward. Zuma goes on a big run downfield and was caught by Milner. He was off balance, but Milner chopped him down, and that's a yellow card for the Liverpool number 7.
This could be danger. 2 centre-halves going up. Everybody's going up for this one. The only person over the ball, I think that's Who's over the ball? It's Mount over the ball, and everybody's going into an attacking area. The line of Liverpool players and Chelsea players is on the 18-yard line.
4 minutes to play. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2. Mount standing with one foot in front of the other. He raises his left arm. Here's the delivery, right-footed, and it's headed away by Matip. He had Zuma behind him, who was winding up for the header, but it was nodded away for Liverpool. Here it comes in from the left-hand side. That's cleared away again this time. Liverpool can't clear their lines. Matip underneath of it gets a header out to Alonso. Firmino comes across. Kovacic is there as well. Kovacic now with a run through the middle, but it's so congested in there. Surely had to go out wide to Alonso. Alexander-Arnold was able to clear, and now Firmino with one roll pass downfield to Salah, and Conte with the final challenge and the final tackle to take it away from Salah. Absolutely crucial, otherwise Mo Salah would have been one-on-one with Kepa. It remains 2-1 to Liverpool in the final minutes of this. Well, it's been thrilling at times.
Yeah,
Premier
it's been
League
a good
match
game.
here.
It's been a really good game. Two good sides going head-to-head. Great bit of coolness there from Kante, not diving in whatsoever, letting Mo Salah do what he needs to do, and then just taking the ball off him.
Alonso again. Alonso's ball high into the middle, too close to Adrian, who, even though Batshuayi was arriving, he just walked forwards with his hands up, gloves ready, and the ball landed in them, and he caught it. 2-1 to Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold and Firmino scoring in the first half when Chelsea had a goal ruled out by VAR correctly for offside, and Tammy Abraham had a chance to make it 1-1, but then Kante with that goal in the 71st minute, and Chelsea now are busting a gut as they go for the equaliser here. Willian to Kovacic, now Alonso again. Alonso goes for the ball into the middle, head up from Batshuayi across the face of goal, bouncing wide of the far post from 12 yards out.
Yeah, that's the chance. Alonso there again, great little skill from Willian outside of the right boot. Alonso just leaving it into that area. Batshuayi, difficult header, there's no pace on the ball, so he's got to put direction and he's got to put power on the ball as well. He's about penalty spot out there, just couldn't finish it off. Maybe could have taken it down.
He had time, maybe didn't know it. We're into the last 2 minutes of the 90 now. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2. May yet be another opportunity at least for Chelsea, and indeed for Liverpool, with the danger of Salah and Firmino. Mane having been substituted. 6:06 to follow on 5 Live as Willian wins a corner off James Milner. Played it very cleverly off his legs, and it bounced out of play for a corner that Willian will take. Chelsea supporters, blue and white scarves wrapped around their necks, standing in the front row, urging Willian on. Alonso's going to make a run to the near post. Here's the delivery. Alonso's underneath it, but it's headed away. Stabbed back in by Mount, cleared away by Liverpool. Now it's worked by Jorginho to Willian. Willian flights another ball in. This time Matip is underneath it to head it away for Liverpool. Headed by Kovacic, but straight at Alexander-Arnold, and Alexander-Arnold clears it, but a flying Kovacic gets to the ball with a karate kick style interception and sends it forward, but it breaks down on the edge of the box for Liverpool again. And then Wijnaldum passed the ball behind Lallana, and it bounced out of play, throw into Chelsea. More cheers of encouragement from the home supporters, but then Matip underneath that ball on the edge of his penalty area boots it downfield, and it lands halfway inside the Chelsea half. Kepa comes out and gets it. Chelsea keep possession. Less than 30 seconds of the 90 to play. Kevin Friend appears from down below us with that massive black board. We'll see the number shortly, but Alonso now goes for an early ball into the middle. Mount with a chance on his left foot, arriving at pace, tried to hook it in on the half volley, but hooked it wide and high of the near post.
Yeah, he could have... Oh, I'm thinking to myself, just take a touch, you've got more time than you think. It was a great crossfield ball, again from Willian, and Alonso just left it in front of him. I'm thinking, Mount, take your time, don't rush it, you've got plenty of space, and he rushed it and went over the bar. Good chance for Chelsea, that, very good chance.
Marcos Alonso has had an awful lot of joy down the left-hand side in the second half.
He's played very well.
And 4 minutes of added time being played. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2. Alexander-Arnold has often come out second best against Alonso, but scored one goal and helped in the making of the other in the first half, the Liverpool right back. Here's Alonso again, playing it infield to Jorginho, who's going to try a shot, but that will fly away with the angle, best part of 25 yards, and even though Adrian was hopping and skipping to his left, he knew it was heading over. Goal kick. Yeah, that's not the best decision he's made today. The best decision is get it back to Alonso, get players in the box and see what you can come up with. They've done all right, Chelsea. They've done okay in the latter stages of the game. They really have. Deserved their goal, maybe deserved one more. And Liverpool now making their final change. Salah is being replaced by Joe Gomez. He's not seen a great deal of action lately. And on he comes, the Liverpool number 12. It's been an unused substitute in the last 5 Liverpool matches and the 2 England games as well. Finally getting back onto the field, and he actually has gone over to the right-hand side of the Liverpool defence. He might be going to play as the right back, or are they going to play with 3 central defenders for the remaining time?
They'll probably go 3 central defenders. I think Mount staying forward with Batshuayi now. He's not going back at all, Mount, playing 2 up top.
Yeah, 3 central defenders it is. Gomez the right-sided of them, but Alonso trying to get away again from Alexander Arnold, drops the ball over his shoulder, flicks it infield. Liverpool clear it. Willian, now Chelsea probing down the right-hand side here. Willian puts his foot on the ball, finds Azpilicueta, just keeps it in. It's almost on the white line here. Willian with the outside of his boot goes infield towards Tomori. Tomori has to work it out here to the right-hand side. Azpilicueta struggled, in fact he didn't keep it in. The flag is up. Frank Lampard recoils away in frustration. Frank Lampard was, in his time as a Chelsea player, involved in so many titanic battles with Liverpool, and he's already, well, this is the second now in his time as a manager after the Super Cup. And here 2-1 Liverpool lead. They are just edging it, but there's not been a great deal in this game between the two of them when you think of all of the chances and the way the game's gone. But Liverpool, I think Liverpool have done enough, Dion.
Yeah, I do, yeah. In percentage stakes, you'd probably go Liverpool 60-40, 55-45. Just Chelsea have played really well in the second half, and maybe on the second half performance alone probably deserve a point out of the game, but first half they weren't good enough.
Liverpool leading 2-1. We're in the 4th minute of the 4 indicated. Chelsea, perhaps only one last attack. We'll try and bring you the post-match interviews during 6:06 from the tunnel. Conte now looking for a 1-2 on the edge of the area with Zuma, but Robertson's taking it away, and he's away from the challenge. Zuma dived in, Alonso's gone with him and hacked him down, and the players being brought back, even though Liverpool were on the attack 2 against 2. Michael Oliver's brought it back for the Liverpool free kick.
Yeah, I'm surprised he stopped it there, Michael. It was a bad lunge from Alonso. He had no choice but to bring Robertson down. He was marauding through, but he got the ball away to Firmino, and it was a 2-on-2 then. And they could have gone on, and the referee, I think, could have let that go and see what happened and then go back to book Alonso, but this is just a little bit more time.
The home supporters know we're into the 5th minute of added time. By the time Liverpool take this free kick, they'll take it short, I'm sure. The stand's emptying here. In fact, all of the home sections are emptying, at least in the stands on either side of the ground. The Liverpool supporters, no one's going anywhere. They're waiting to acclaim what will be 6 wins out of 6. Willian is fouled. Chelsea free kick, still we play on. And we've now played almost 5 minutes of added time. Kepa's going to take this downfield. Michael Oliver's put the whistle in his mouth. Here's the free kick, and there's the final whistle, and Liverpool have won it. What a good win this is. What a response to losing in Naples in the week for Jurgen Klopp's team, to come here to Stamford Bridge and win 2-1 against Frank Lampard's side. And now Liverpool, just like last season, they've won their first 6 Premier League matches of the season. They've re-established that 5-point lead at the top. They've extended their club record to 15 consecutive league wins, and it's a new Liverpool club record of 7 consecutive league victories away from home. And the effort, you can see it on the body language of the Liverpool players there. Actually, some of them leaned forward and went down with hands on knees as though they'd just been beaten. Such was the pressure that Chelsea put on them in the latter stages of that game. Pressure, but not quite enough for Chelsea, Dion Dublin.
No, Liverpool, they know they've been in the game today. They had to work incredibly hard to hold on to the points they had in the bag. Chelsea, I thought, were outstanding. You can hear the fans there singing Chelsea, Chelsea. They know how hard their team have worked in the second half. Bit of quality in the second half as well, but overall, if I'm gonna give this game to Liverpool, it's only by about 5 or 10%. Chelsea had a proper go, but the game management of Liverpool won the game today.
Frank Lampard's out there as well, going around all of his players, even though it's a second home defeat of the week, and even though they've failed to win all 4 home matches under his management, that there is a great response. Lampard here is going around, he's shaking hands with Jurgen Klopp out there on the pitch, and now he's going almost as Klopp does at Anfield, walking towards the Matthew Harding stand and applauding, and they are applauding back to him, all of the Chelsea fans who remain in there. But it is a defeat for Chelsea, another victory for Liverpool. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2, the final score, and Steve Crossman is here with us at Stamford Bridge.